it's one thing for you to have a problem. It's one thing to even be able to say this is what the actual problem is. How many times have you encountered the situation and you're asking the person, what's the problem? And the person is telling you, it's not working. Yes, we can see it's not working. What is the problem? Hey, it's not working. A lot of us are in that space. We can identify the fact that there is a problem, things are not working, but we don't know, we can't even say this is what is not working. So we need illumination to highlight that thing in the situation that is not working. Because you can't aim an arrow at a target you cannot see. And many of us are in this space. So turn on the light. And in trying to turn on the lights, there are questions you need to ask yourself. Ask yourself, what is really going on? What truth have I avoided? Sometimes there are things going on and there are areas you just don't want to look at for whatever reason. So ask yourself those questions. What are you avoiding that's allowing this problem to remain? And if you're able to answer that question, then you can answer the next one, which is, what do I really need to confront to be able to solve this problem? We need to ask ourselves these questions. Next is separation. In Genesis 1:4, God separated the light from the darkness, as we read. He didn't go ahead to just, let me fix things. No. He first of all sorted them out. Sorted them out. Because when things are well sorted, then you can see your way to actually providing a solution that's lasting. So we need to create that. But for you to do that, you have to have discernment. This is a place to ask God, please grant me discernment so I can see my way through this maze. And in so doing, because it's necessary, and this is actually a very important stage, because if you're not doing this step of separation, you don't know what to prioritize. Some things are just distractions. But if you're able to discern, you can see, okay, because you've sorted things, you've sorted them into categories like, okay, this one is actually a distraction. No, put it aside. This one is a priority. In management, you get to hear terms like what is urgent and what is important. This is the stage at which you're trying to decide which is which. So you do away with the things that are distractions and retain those things that are priority and face them. A lot of the time, the problems we think we have exist because of the assumptions we have in our heads. And sometimes those things are really just assumptions. They don't have a basis in truth. They don't have a basis in fact. And if you're able to go back and just rethink what you're thinking, you might find out that what you thought was really not true, in which case that problem does not even exist. And this is where our biases come in. A lot of us carry biases that block our way. And so we can't see through things because we already have a bias. This is the time to remove those biases and just put them aside and say, okay, just let me see clearly instead. Let me remove this lens so I can see what I am not seeing right now. Then there's the activity versus productivity. You know that saying, busy doing nothing. There are people who are so busy. You even get dizzy watching them. And some of these people, when you ask them what they're doing, they can't even tell you what they're doing. They're just busy. They have to be in motion. it's not everything that requires your attention. Being able to isolate what is important will remove that urgency that drives you into activity that's not productive. Then there's calling versus opportunity. There are times that we're doing things that we have to ask ourselves, why are we doing what we're doing? Is it just because the opportunity showed up? Or is it something that I am designed to do, in which case I can give it my all? Because sometimes you find yourself doing, you're in the right place, not necessarily at the right time, and so there's something there, and you feel, I should do this, and then you're burning energy doing something that you have no business doing. Whereas if it's a calling, and that's where you're supposed to be, you will not be a round plug in a square hole or a square plug in a round hole. You'll be more productive. So in summary, for that, many problems exist, or should I say persist, because people refuse to separate things that have no business coexisting. Next is structure.